begin this with the ceremonial putting down of the cell phones so that we can focus.
Are there any of them at all on vibrate?
No.
Yeah. It's the only way Taylor ever has them. All right, well, welcome to the first ever episode of One's a Crowd, our radio show where we talk about nothing and something at the same time. We hope to eventually get some sort of point of some kind out, and at the same time, we're just going to be a few dudes, just being dudes, being us. And
it's kind of like an advice podcast, but for stupid people.
Yeah.
And, by stupid people.
Right. We're going to talk about whatever we talk about. You'll either enjoy it or you won't. So we've got me. My name's Mike.
Jesus, you going to throw your social out there too?
Yeah, it's
this is going on the internet.
978-1537. Your mom.
That's way off.
Those aren't even enough letters.
No. Letters. Like Scott said, this is made by stupid people.
For stupid people by stupid people. I'm Mike.
My name is Scott.
I'm Taylor.
Mike, Scott, and Taylor.
We should have like nicknames, don't you think?
Yeah, like Tay-Tay. And
no.
Mbop.
Mbop? What'd you say, Mbop?
Because Mike.
Yeah.
Mbop.
It makes as much sense as Tay-Tay.
Yeah. I could be T-Bird. You could be...
My nickname will be Scott.
Scotty.
Scotty.
I don't like
Scotsky.
that. I don't like it.
Scottsaroni.
Scotty
Nope.
too hotty over here.
Still
Scotty
like
too hot. Woo.
I don't like it.
All right, so we've got a few different things on our mind today. Let's just start casual. This doesn't have to be all about trying to get good recording quality crap. Let's just be us.
At least not yet.
At least not yet. We'll get there once all the honeys. I mean, I plan to eventually get to a point to where we're getting people throwing underwear at us.
That doesn't happen to you?
Only during Cinco de Mayo. That's usually family, so that doesn't count.
Yeah. And they all have green cards, so they're pretty much just showing off. Like
just showing off. All right, Taylor, what'd you do this week? It's Thursday, by the way.
Yeah.
For anyone who does listen to this.
Picked up my niece every day from school. She's in like track and whatnot. And played Fortnite. Yeah.
Scott shaking his head. Yeah.
It's better than PUBG.
No, it's not.
I'm a PUBG guy.
That's what this is all about. That's why I'm shaking my head.
It's so much better than PUBG. I tried playing PUBG. I couldn't do it.
It's PUBG for people who like to play Minecraft.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's real cartoony. That's the thing I don't like about it, I think. It's like a comic cell, sort of cell-shading comic over. I don't like that. I don't know. I need to feel like I'm really in danger if I'm going to be shooting people and being shot at in games.
That's the only way I can finish, so.
You're Mexican in Oklahoma, so you're always in danger, right?
That's right. I am in the Bible Belt where green cards are everyone
required.
Everyone is 100%.
What's green card?
Everyone's wearing cowboy hats and like pulling out 6 shooters.
Chingao!
Living in teepees.
Everyone has like dip coming from their mouth.
I've actually been asked that.
No, yeah, I was going to say that part's not an exaggeration because people will come from out of town and ask where all the teepees are.
Really?
They legitimately think Oklahoma
and
is
we ride horses
still in the 1800s.
Yeah, people from like California and stuff. Yeah, they assume it's, that we're all running around in cowboy hats.
And we have
herding cattle, come out in Oklahoma.
I actually, my old job, I installed people from California, and they were like, we were surprised when we saw cars here and houses. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, we all thought you guys rode horses and whatnot. And I was like, they ain't fucking like,
This isn't 1843. What the hell are you talking about?
Clint Eastwood just walking down the street, Come on now.
Yeah.
It's because people are dumb.
It's true. People from I guess it's the same thing as if you know what, that is stupid. It's like as if I was expected to walk into just surfer biodome when I went to California. Like I expect everybody there, but skin on, hang 10, bro. Like everybody hitting the surf, and everybody's got 8-packs, and all the women are from Baywatch. Yeah. But it's not like that.
Nice.
That would be nice, but that's not the case. No. Thank you. Good night. No. All right, Scott, what'd you do this week?
Basically nothing.
Yeah.
I played a lot of PUBG.
That gay.
PUBG Mobile. I don't have a system, so I can't play.
So this is almost like this has almost become like blue versus red. It's PUBG versus Fortnite, which is a thing now. This is a real thing. The whole world is this PUBG versus Fortnite. It's like Halo versus Call of Duty or whatever else was going on out there.
I think PUBG is actually suing Fortnite.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
I think I read
that's
that.
right
Yeah.
because they for ripping them off pretty much. And it
They
is
make
like
it better.
and it is Fortnite is like I mean I can't get into the whole concept. It's like I feel like you don't accomplish anything anyway. Like you gather a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
maybe build something and shoot some people, and then everyone dies maybe at the end or maybe the time runs out and then game over. That's it.
It's 100 people versus you.
No, it's a
99
battle royale. I will say,
Is it?
yeah, like
Okay. I played it
99
twice.
people died.
I died both times.
Yeah, of course you did. You
played
played
it
it twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I started out, man, I sucked. But now I'm like gangster at it.
I was surprisingly good at PUBG from the very beginning. That's probably the only reason I stuck with it and the reason I
Yeah.
like it so much. Because I've never been very good at shooter games. I've always been more like a StarCraft or like a strategy player. But I saw that it was on mobile and I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I picked it up and I killed like 15 people. That's a lie. I made it to the top 20, my very first match. And I was like, oh, okay. And I just kept playing, and now I'm really, really good.
You know, I don't know. The first time I played PUBG, I think it's because I was playing with a bunch of dumb kids, but I rocked it the very first time I played it. And then I was like, yeah, I'm accomplished. I don't need to ever play this again now. I made it to like number 4. And then I played again later with you guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you were going to take Donald Trump like a celebrity and make him president, like that's how off I was in the whole situation. I didn't belong there. And so it's kind of like, but if you take a game like Fight Night Champions, you guys ever played that game, Fight Night Champions?
No.
Oh, it's a great game. Any of the Fight Night games?
No.
What sort of life is this?
What kind of game is this?
Come on.
No, I'm being 100% serious.
Okay,
Like I said, I always play strategy games.
It's a boxing game, so it's like you.
God, I would
fuck
never
yeah.
play that.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, it's a great game.
That's dumb.
Now the best thing
Play
about
it on the Wii?
no, that's the worst.
Yeah.
People who played on the Wii really need to do drugs or something. Like that's just a total waste of time. But you know, it's a fighting game. The physics though are fantastic in like Fight Night Champion. The physics are dope. For example, like Fight Night 2, I remember being like, oh yeah, it's the best thing I've ever played. I would play it with like Mark and all them and stuff. But then like if you punch somebody, and your arm will go through their head completely. It'll be as if their head never existed if it's all wrong and off. But with Champion, your arm will stop at their head and their head will move and they'll be like, what the hell are you doing? Like, and then you just continue fighting. It's a great game. Anyway, I rock that game. I rock at it hard. You put me on a console with that, with anybody, for the most part, if not give them a run for money, then I run the room. That's pretty much what's happening there.
It's amazing how confident you were at the beginning of your sentence, and then you just pulled it back a little bit more, and you're like, you give me a console against anybody, basically, and I will at least give them a run for their money.
Yeah. I might win.
I realized how unrealistic I was about to get. And I was like, anybody in the world ever?
Yeah. The creators of the game.
That's right. Screw you.
Coming for you, brother.
Coming for you, MLG.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, anyway, it's a great game. I'm a big fan of it. Okay, you guys ever play the God of War games?
Yes.
These games, I love all the...
By the way, I want to hear the final cut of this before you actually publish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because we've all got to sit down and listen to it, and we'll come to either one of 2 conclusions, one of 3 possibly. One, like...
All he does is backtrack.
I do.
We're going to come to a decision. Or 2. Or 3.
We might have 3 of them. We might have 3 decisions. We'll come to a conclusion of some kind.
Or
One
4. We'll just delete the whole thing.
One of the 8 that I got in mind is we'll either say, all right, that wasn't that bad. Maybe next time will be good. We'll be like, what the hell were we thinking this whole time? We should never do that again. Or it'll be the best thing we've ever heard in our lives.
I strongly doubt any of those will happen.
Yeah.
I was about to say the same
It'll be
thing.
somewhere in the middle.
Because I listened to a podcast, my brother and me, and I've listened to the whole catalog from episode 1. And here lately, like not too long ago, they did a recap episode, and they were like, "Man, didn't that suck? I can't believe
really?
we published this."
That's true. That's
They've been
true.
doing it for years and years, and they got a lot better. But at the beginning,
I guess
it's always rough.
Yeah, I guess the way, no matter what, we just got to commit.
Yeah.
We just got to commit to it.
Yeah. I mean, I watch the Joe Rogan Experience every day, man.
Oh, yeah?
It's awesome.
It's
awesome.
pretty good. I
See,
don't know about
I'm a
awesome.
completionist, So I thought about getting into that show, but then I would make myself listen to every single
Yeah.
episode.
Well, that's what I do.
I couldn't commit to it.
Oh, I do.
No, like from day one, you've listened to every single one of them?
I'm still doing it.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. It would take me forever.
Yeah.
I can't pull the trigger on that.
Like last week, Ted Nugent was on there. It was
That
awesome.
was, by the way, I remember I called him. I was like, dude, let's do a skit. I was like, let's do like some kind of skit right now. And I thought he would. I was like, come to church early. It was Monday, and I was like, come to church early. Let's do a skit. And he was like, all right, yeah. As soon as I finish this one with Ted Nugent, I was like, it's not like one of those 3-hour ones, is it? And he's like, no, I don't think so. I looked it up after we got off the phone. It's 3 hours and like 15 minutes. I was like,
Yeah.
what the crap? He's not coming.
I showed up.
Yeah,
I didn't even get to finish it.
yeah. It was pretty long.
Yeah.
That sucks when you don't get to finish.
Whoa, ayo.
I always get to finish now. Because my hand don't grab.
My,
No
de-
back talk, nothing.
Terrible, you guys. Fucking terrible.
my dead dog doesn't ever complain.
Man, alright.
That's staying in. That's all.
Yeah.
God, now we
So,
gotta listen to the whole Ted
even
Nugent
if-
thing,
Yeah.
thing so that makes sense.
Just so we can, yeah.
So if you use peanut butter, does your dead dog still like it?
Who cares?
I know. It's,
Your mom likes it. I mean, she doesn't complain.
alright, you're gonna die.
All right, so I think we've got a couple of topics.
My first
I think
topic,
we've got
man.
5 usable minutes.
No joke. None of that is the topics we already were thinking about pre-gaming.
Not to be political, but the one thing I'd like to bring up is how we can't have smokable marijuana now. No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right now, we are legally.
passed it.
Yeah.
We
The
passed
people passed it
Yeah.
because the people
57% of the people voted
decided
yes.
Yeah.
For
And-
legalized
But
medical
the government's
marijuana.
in charge, so no.
But
And this is exactly what I said would happen. As soon as it passed, everyone's like, "Oh, aren't you excited?" I'm like, "No, they're gonna fuck it up."
see, that's the thing. The same thing happened in Florida, and they fought it, and it turned around because it's unconstitutional. So
Well, the whole-
we're suing the people that voted.
The whole war on drugs
that.
in the first place is unconstitutional
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
because the government clearly states that anything not specifically given to the federal government is given to the states to decide, and the federal government said no weed, and everyone went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
It's been illegal since day one,
Yeah.
but nobody's acknowledging that. Nobody's moving forward with that information.
I mean, it is kind of like it, I swear it feels like when Oklahoma was like, we want medical marijuana, it's important to us, and then they were like, the government was like, nah, it's not gonna happen. Let them have their little vote, and then it happened. They're like, oh yeah, but you don't get to smoke it. Stop it. And it was like,
Well, that's not even the first thing that they did either, because we were supposed to vote on it a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just didn't show up on the ballot.
Even though it passed.
Oh, yeah,
Or
that's
we
right.
grew.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
enough,
on the ballot.
Yeah, we had enough signatures
just didn't
for
put it on there.
but they
Yeah.
just didn't put it on there, and nobody lost their jobs over that. Nobody, no repercussions whatsoever. They just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying with the whole situation that we're in now. Like,
Well, see, I even think that's funny.
it
too.
doesn't matter what we want. The government doesn't care what the people want.
Did you hear that
really
some of the ballots during, when people were voting, different counties, it wasn't even on the ballot
Yep.
this year,
Yep.
but it still passed. So I thought it was pretty funny.
I think, to be honest, I think it's really funny. Now, I'm not like an adamant smoker or anything. I'm really not. But 100%, it's not crack, man. I mean, it's not killing people. There's never
It's
been
Schedule
any.
1. It's on a Schedule 1, the
Right.
same as heroin, and yeah.
Which is ridiculous,
And
man.
meth, yeah.
Because it's not at all a real problem, man. It's never really been a
It's a
real problem.
freaking plant.
It is, legitimately.
It never was a real problem. Have you not heard that quote? I'm gonna look it up. Reagan's advisor talked about why they started the war on drugs was specifically to alienate hippies, anti-war people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that way they could put them on the news every day and like, look at this piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. Look at these dumb
And,
hippies.
yeah, and it was all about propaganda from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, too, because it really never really was a problem.
All right, I found it.
Okay.
One of Richard Nixon's top advisors, key figure in Watergate scandal, said the war on drugs was created as a political tool to fight blacks and hippies. According to a 22-year-old interview recently published in Harper's Magazine, quote, the Nixon campaign in 1968, the Nixon White House after that had two enemies, the anti-war left and black people. Former Nixon domestic policy chief John Elrickman told blah, 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 blah.
Who's Bubba
You
Bubba?
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You-
wow. That's...
Shut up.
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be against the war or black, but by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and the blacks with heroin, then we could criminalize both heavily. We could disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did.
Wow.
That's one of the guys in charge of making this policy. From day one, it has been total
Wow.
BS.
Yeah.
But the American public bought it,
It
gobbled
doesn't-
it up, and won't let it go.
It doesn't help that we're smack dab in the middle of the Bible Belt, pretty much, you know, sitting right here where everybody has to be super righteous. And I mean, we get so mixed up with this crap of being just like, it's wrong, you don't need to do it because it's wrong. People, kids starve. Dang, dang. I'm like, no, that's crack. You know, that's heroin. That's things those are real problems. And this is just a little bit of weed. Like, I definitely am all about making that. I think it should be completely recreational. I mean, because legitimately, that not only would they make a whole lot more money as a state, just based on if it was taxed, versus just
Well, no,
put
but
people
see,
in
you're,
jail.
you're still giving the government way too much power.
That's
This is
true
a
too. That's
thing.
that's true
This
too.
is a
That's
product.
about,
This should
yeah.
be as taxed, as regulated, as plastic, as toilet paper. It's a thing. And if a business wants to sell it, then they can, and the state and the federal government gets a cut of that for some reason.
Yeah.
And if you just want to grow it at your house, on your land, go for it, because it's the same as a tomato or an ear of corn.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. That's true. It's just horse tits. They got to control you. They've got to find some kind of way to get more money out of you. And
Oh, but God forbid, I mean, you can go to the bar, get wasted, and crash your car and kill a family.
yeah, it's true.
Stupid.
Although I don't want them
Yeah,
to make.
whenever I was high, I used to be able to drive safer, man. I was always 10 and 2, like,
That's right.
oh crap, you know, I can't go past the speed limit, you know, I gotta stay steady. Oh, there's a cop. Oh.
Yeah, freaking
Spray
out.
clones.
You don't get that way when you drink. That's for sure. When you
Yeah, I
drink,
was like, I don't give a shit.
So I hope that they get that turned around, though. Because right now they got edibles legal, right? Technically, or are they trying to make
Well,
it just edibles? Is what they're trying to
It's
do?
not even like, you can go get the license, I think, starting this month, can't you? And then, like,
Something like that.
in 8 months, then we'll actually have stores open where you can get edibles if you have a license.
Oh yeah.
But see, there's also a lot of companies that have said they're going to punish people. Because right now, if you're, at work and you have an accident, the very first thing they do is drug test you.
test you, yeah,
Just
yeah.
to try to get you out the door before any lawsuits or anything like that. So even if you have a prescription from a doctor that says this is what you're supposed to have, there's a lot of companies that are like, no, we'll still fire you. Which is illegal as hell,
Yeah.
but who's actually going to stop them?
Right.
But I do believe in Oklahoma that a law passed a couple years ago that any business is allowed to fire you for any reason.
Oh yeah, the
Really?
right to work
Yeah.
vote is what it was.
They don't have to have
They don't
a
have to
reason.
have like a natural.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
because in politician speak, right to work, and I specifically remember this because my grandma was all about it. She was
Yeah.
like going door to door, like she was all about right to work. And then she got canned like 2 weeks later because it passed. Because right to work means right to fire you for any reason,
Yeah.
for no reason, go away.
No
You
probable
look at
cause
them
at
wrong,
all.
they're like, "Ah, get out of here." You know?
Why have I not been fired yet? Then from what I do, that's
Because probably they're just
you're at
like,
because I'm a Mexican. Yeah, and I'm at the very bottom. They're like, we gotta.
if we fire him, we're gonna be a racist. We can't do
You
this.
gotta have at least one Mexican around. Actually, at work today, there was some girl came up because a guy gave his 2 weeks notice, and some girl came and was like, "Did you really give your 2 weeks notice?" He's like, "Yeah, it's too hot. I'm tired of this job." And I was like, "And they hired a Mexican." Both of them quietly look at me, quietly look at each other, and continue the conversation. They didn't even want to touch it. They wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
People are too uptight.
It's true, man. Way too much. Which is, I'm hoping that we can break that mend with this show a little bit.
No, I hope not.
That's probably not gonna happen.
It probably won't.
But if everyone was high on marijuana, then, maybe they could,
marijuana.
Maybe we could
Oh.
all be,
It could cure your diabetes. Marijuana.
everyone won't have their head up their ass and be all sensitive.
It's true, man. Everybody should chill out a little bit, man.
But yeah,
Marijuana.
the marijuana stocks are going for a penny a pop right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Penny pop.
Yeah,
Wow.
and say he put I think $1,000 worth. He bought some, $1,000 worth, which that's a shit ton. For a penny each.
Yeah.
If it just raises to $1, man, he's a millionaire. Like he's
Yeah.
wealthy as shit.
Mhm.
So I've been looking into that too. Like hell, I might. here's some pennies, yo. You know, give me some
Just
stock.
make it rain some change.
You have to buy a certain amount though for it to actually count.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that if it booms just like every other state, it has been.
Yeah.
Shit, you made a lot of
Making
money.
some money, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the whole thing. If
Right
you
now,
if you can get in and get out,
Yeah, get
Yeah.
into it now.
but people who say like get into it and just ride it out, those.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't writing it out.
Yeah, no, get in. As soon as it pops up, get out.
Yeah, no.
And then invest again, just a little bit.
Like gambling.
Exactly.
You go to the casino and you win 50
I suck
bucks.
at gambling.
No, you go to the casino, you win $50, you put 20 in your pocket, and then you keep going.
Yeah, that's true. That
And
way
that's a
you're,
win.
you're making a little bit of money each day. Exactly.
It's kind of like the girl you meet at the club or whatever who's drunk the
already
first
don't
time.
like this.
Yeah.
It's going south.
She's drunk the first time, and you're like, oh yeah, get in and get out. This will be great. But then there are the people who are like, I'll get in and stay in. And then when she wakes up in the morning, she's like, oh my god, I regret every bit of you. And then you and like the other 3 guys who were there,
Holy crap!
are like, oh man, this was a bad idea the whole time. She's like, I'm pregnant. One of you are the papa. And then there's like,
Then you get served papers. And going,
well then you realize she's been 6 months pregnant the whole time, and then it's like, oh wait,
But by then it's too late.
by then it's too late.
Someone's already killed her.
You're
well, yeah.
you're all committed now. Now you're all in it together, and you got to make a
You're all
pact.
Man, this went south quick. Yeah, she could just play the rape card. Like,
Then you got to, but then you got to make.
my friend of mine. Like,
That does happen. That happens
yeah,
quite a
that does
bit.
happen.
That really
he
does
just got out
happen.
of prison 2 days ago, I think it was.
Dang,
Yeah.
because like seriously, you can't mess around. You got to be really, really careful nowadays.
Yeah.
You have to build some kind of relationship before you can be like, all right, she seems like the type that's not going to call me a rapist for.
Or just be gone before she wakes up. I got raped by somebody.
I was going in the direction of like no rape happened at all, and you were like going in the direction of escape, like get away with it.
Leave it like an oiled up cucumber next to her, so she thinks she did it herself. Then you can
dark.
tell.
Oh, it's so dark.
Did I do it myself, or I taste dick in my mouth? No.
Cucumber.
So-
Taylor just told us a lot.
Cucumber, yeah.
Just giving you guys an out.
For Taylor, it's like a baby pickle. Like you leave a baby
I was
pickle.
trying to think about those
Little
Oh, little kosher. Like,
kosher. Oh, she's like, oh yeah.
you might as well just leave a box of Tic Tacs next to her. Then.
Oh, but that got dark.
You started it.
Well, this we're gonna do this show. We're gonna do another one within the next week or two. It's called "One's a Crowd," and it's Mike,
Did
Scott,
we
and
really
Taylor.
not say it at the beginning?
No,
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I was just summing it up one more time.
Thank
yeah.
God. All right.
It is the first episode, kind of.
Yeah. Mike, Scott, and Taylor, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it a little bit. If anybody does hear this ever,
It was Mike. It was Mike.
Yeah.
Tell the police.
make some
You don't have a
comments.
green card.
It's always with the green card.
You are Mexican.
Comment
You
on.
haven't showed me it yet. So
I've known you for a long time. I've not once seen your green card.
I
This
have
is a
doubts,
problem.
man.
That's a knee slapper.
Yeah.
If you've got any suggestions of anything you'd like to hear us talk about, or if there's anything you'd like us to
Never talk about again.
never talk about again,
Sure.
that as well. But if there's anything you want us to just discuss, we'll take time to research it. We'll get into it together, and then we'll get on the show, and then we'll talk about things. We'll address some things, and we'll also bring our own perspective and our own point of view to it. If you got any ideas, anything you'd like to hear about, just let us know. Thanks for listening, and
Adios.
outro.